Hey, welcome to day 12 of these 40 Days of Stewardship, which we are learning to build spiritual discipline to help us to become better managers and multipliers of all that God has given us. It's wintertime when I'm filming this, so you know what? It's supposed to snow. So today, let's talk about not building snowballs in the yard per se, but I want to help you to build a debt snowball. And it goes along with the verse that we used yesterday when we were talking about how to get rid of debt, that we're not looking to get rich quick. We're not waiting for this big windfall of cash to come our way that's likely to never happen, but we're going to get rich slow. We're going to do this little by little. Remember what the Bible says in Proverbs 13:11. It says, wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gains little by little will increase it. If you took our action step yesterday, I had you to make a list of your loans, starting with the smallest payment to the largest. If you did that, you're well on your way to what we're talking about today, and that is paying off debt through the debt snowball. It's kind of like when you want to build a snowman, right? You go out there in the yard and you take a little pack of snow and you put it in your hand and you kind of pack it all together. And then you take a little more and you put it on that and you make it a little bigger and a little bigger. And eventually you put that ball of snow down in the ground and you start rolling it around. And what happens as you roll it around? Man, it picks up more snow and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you have a base ready to build that snowman. If you will apply that same strategy to paying off your loans, to take the smallest one first, pack a little more on there, pay that smallest one off, and then take what you've used to pay off that small one and pay it off to the next one, and then pay it to the next one, and then, hey, man, about 3 steps into this thing, we've got a lot of money that we're applying to each loan, and we start rolling that thing around, and it gets bigger and bigger, and by the time you get to the bottom of that list, you are crushing your debt. So let's look at this practically for a moment. Take that smallest loan, and maybe the minimum payment for that thing is like $50 or $100 or $150, whatever. But let's go back to that budget as our tool for adjustment that we use to look a long way off. How quickly do you want to get that loan paid off? Look at your budget and think, man, if I take this amount of money and maybe instead of eating steak, we eat bologna for a little while. Maybe instead of going out every weekend of the month, we go out one weekend of the month. Maybe by getting rid of this, I can apply a little more snow to that, right? And instead of making that, let's say, $150 payment, you find an extra $50 a month and you pack it on there and it becomes a $200 a month payment. How many months is it going to take you to pay that off? You're going to get it done quicker than you're doing if you're just paying the minimum payment. And then after you pay that one off, take that $200 and maybe that next loan payment is $350. Instead of paying $350, now you're going to pay $550. Now, look at how quickly you get that one paid off. Now, when we get that second one paid off and we've been paying $550 on that and we've been paying maybe $750 on this other loan. Now, look what happens here. Man, now we begin to pay over $1,200. And man, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and you crush it. So you're going to have to make some choices along the way. What are you going to do to be able to pack a little more snow on it? And here's the other thing that you got to do. You got to work this plan long term, just like the Bible says, little by little.